All right, guys, here is my truck topper camper setup, and I'm going on my first getaway this weekend for a 2-day, 1-night getaway, just a simple camping to try everything out. I think I've thought of everything because I've been researching this for a long time, watching lots of other guys' YouTube videos that are just way better at this than I am. They've done a great job. I'll do some shout outs in the descriptions, some guys that I had watched and even chatted with. Obviously some guys do a full build out, some guys do real simple. I kind of went halfway. I did a little bit of a build, but mostly some household items. And I'll tell you why, because I wanted to be able to move this stuff out easily. I use my truck all the time. I'm not a bachelor that has all the time to just go camping and cross country and all the time. I do house projects. I got all kinds of stuff going on. So I can remove all this stuff really easily, and it actually goes, in my other camper or whatever the case. So, which brings me to my next point. God bless these guys, but most of these guys were bachelors, young guy bachelors that just had all the time in the world. I'm married, I got kids, I got a full-time job, work 6 days a week. I didn't have the time. And so it actually took me about 2 months. And they don't tell you that, guys, in these videos, how long it takes, especially if you've only got a few weekends. And each little thing that I had to fix or do took up a weekend before I could get to the point where I could actually use this. So here's the quick specs. I have a 2010 Dodge Ram 2500, nice truck, but I needed the 3/4 to pull my really heavy trailer. I bought the topper for 75 bucks on Craigslist. It's obviously not the topper for my truck, but 75 bucks, can't beat that, right? It's got glass windows, sliders. I was psyched about that. It's not, it was Plaza dipped, which is kind of crappy, but whatever, I'm just using it. The reason why I got it so cheap is it didn't have a rear window. The rear window was gone. And so I fixed that with plexiglass. Put some hardware on here too. I got handles on the inside and outside. But that's a plexiglass window that I tinted, bought the plexiglass at Home Depot, tinted it, took the bottom off, re-riveted it on there, bought the rubber sealant, rubber seal that the window goes in and then it goes in the frame, yada, yada, yada. It was a project, and that took a whole weekend. So I had to fix that. I've got the key and the hardware works, so that's great. Other things I did, it was fiberglass inside. I bought some cheap gray carpet, and with adhesive, I carpeted the whole inside. Did a crappy job, but it does the trick. You can see that up close. And that took a whole weekend. Then I was able to buy the clamps and actually mount the thing to actually work in there. So the most expensive thing I did was buy the bed rug. I had an old plastic bed liner in there. I ripped that out and spent the money on the bed rug because I wanted it padded. I wanted it insulated. I actually have the bed rug and the extra pad to go easy on the knees, which I'm glad I did, but I can always remove that pad. Again, because this is still a work truck for me, so I pull crap in and out of there all the time. I did put the ladder on there. I bought the little ladder, mounted that. You can watch other videos on how to do that. I bought the slow door dropper that you'll see on there, that drops the tailgate slow and makes that a lot safer. And then, you see the only other things I did is I bought the LED dome light for inside, and I looked up videos on how to wire the tail light and the dome light. And the best video I found out there showed how to, buy a 4-way trailer hitch wiring kit, and you just cut it in half and wire the dome light, which is 2 wires, and the tail light, which is 2 wires to this. And then you find your constant power, find your brake light, find your all that stuff. You'll have to watch other videos. And so that way, when I take the topper off, I can just disconnect this, and that's good. This wire is just some cheap old LED, truck bed lights I bought at Walmart. But in order to power them, while I was digging into the constant power for the tail light and the dome light, I went ahead and wired a 12-volt thing and just ran that to the battery. So I've got this cool little push button lights for my truck. And then obviously the LED dome light has a switch on it too. So those are just some little upgrades I did. But the bed rug was the most expensive, but I figured I'm going to use that constantly anyway. Okay, real quick run through the rest of the stuff. I did watch a video on a guy that said, okay, once I'm in there, how do I lock myself in there? Because everything, the tailgate and the the window locks by itself, or you lock it from the outside. So I did the old, when I'm inside, I got this little bolt action lock and just drilled the matching hole into the frame right there. You know, I didn't care. I can cover it up later. I'm not too worried about it. So that's how I lock the tailgate when I'm inside. And then I just did a cheesy little chain thing with a hook on the end that actually clips when the window's closed. I got a little hole drilled there, and the chain clips into it, and so nobody can open up my window from the outside because it won't turn. So again, just some little things that I watched other guys' videos on and just did a lot of research and figured out all the things from other guys' videos that I liked and just did them. Guys did the Reflectix material to insulate the windows. So I did that, and that took a weekend. You know, I had to buy the Reflectix. I had to cut it out and measure it out. And I just did simple Velcro. I got Velcro around the frame. There's Velcro stuck onto the insides of those. I like the guys' ideas of having cargo nets to just save space. So when you're there, I take that out, and then I've got more headroom. Again, I told you about the lights. So the bed, I didn't want to build anything. So I bought a cot, but the cot is too big. Plus there's a wheel well. You know, everybody's truck bed has a wheel well, and most cots have a center support. And so the cot has to slide out a little bit further. I've watched other guys that did cots. For the life of me, I couldn't find the right cot that was low enough, skinny enough to give me some space. It's, you know, I'm 6'2", I'm kind of a big guy. And so the cot didn't work. So that's the only thing I did have to build. So I did build just a simple little plywood frame. You can see some guys' videos on that. I've got a stud there, a stud there, and a stud there, and then a stud in this corner and that corner, but the center support there is resting on the wheel well. So this bed just slides in, and when I pull everything out, I can just pull the whole thing out and keep it in my garage. I had this camping table that folds up, and it's got extendable legs, which is kind of nice. So I'm able to have a whole table in here that I can just fold up and pack away and put back in my camper. You know, bought some bins from Walmart. Got 2 or 3. I got a third bin back there. 3 bins under the bed. I bought the little shelf thing. Beach chairs, guys. Walmart beach chairs. You can sit low and have plenty of headspace. So I can sit there like I'm sitting in my chair at home, stretch my legs out. Obviously, I've got the Mr. Buddy heater. I do have a battery-powered CO monitor in my shelves. I've got my stove. I just keep this was just laying in my garage. I keep it so when I'm cooking, I don't mess up my bed rug stuff. I can put the stove, and I've got a nice little workspace there. So that's pretty much it. You know, like I said, each weekend was a project, and it took me a while. So they don't tell you that in the other videos, and I'm not as good of a video, vlogger as these guys are. So I'm just making a finished product video to give you guys some ideas, let you see some things. I do have blackout curtains for the windows too that I'm keeping in that bag right there. I cut those to size. I got black fabric at Walmart that's pretty dense, and I just glue gunned Velcro to it. And I didn't want any hardware. Lots of guys do like curtain rods and that whole thing, but like I said, this is a work truck. So I just got the Velcro on the curtains. The Reflectix Velcros to the frame, and then I can put my black curtains over top of that, and it actually just Velcros to the carpet insulation on the actual camper. And it just Velcros on, Velcros right off. Very simple. Again, I didn't want any hardware. I wanted to be able to take that stuff out and just use it as a truck. Albeit a carpeted truck, I get it, but I can still put materials in there and Velcro it. And so anyway, just because it looks a little confusing, this is just an extra tailgate mat, but that's it, carpeted. And then obviously the ladder folds up and it straps in there, and then I can close up and I'm good to go. So you get the idea, guys. Wish you all the best. Again, do your research, find out the things you like, the things you don't like. I'm showing this for the sole purpose of showing you can pick out the things that you like and just piece it together for your needs. And it actually is turning out pretty cool. So wish you guys the best. I'll put some things in the descriptions and check out all those guys' videos. They do a much better job than me. So happy camping. Take care.